Hello, Loveland. I'm Mike Meldon, and this is your Loveland Weekly Podcast, brought to you by Gina Dubell-Smith, eXp Realty, and Stone Pillars Farm. Today, Anna took over again, and you're going to hear her conversation with Paxton Merz as they discuss Loveland High School's Team Courage 7.0. It's a great organization with a very important mission, so I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so it's Anna and Paxton today, and today we're going to be talking about Courage 7.0. So Paxton, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi. So I am Paxton. I'm a senior at Loveland High School, and this year I am helping to campaign the fight against blood cancer. We are a team that's a part of the Student Visionaries campaign for Blood Cancer United in the local Cincinnati area. And me, along with Malia Fritsch and Natalie Moran, we basically spearhead this fundraising campaign over the span of 7 weeks, but also prior to those 7 weeks in order to lead the battle against blood cancer.
Nice. And then how did you, what brought you to specifically get involved?
Yeah, so for me, my grandma passed away when I think I was around 10 years old, and she was a 3-time cancer fighter. So she survived it twice, and then the last time she unfortunately fell victim to the tragedy of cancer. And so cancer has always been a part of my life, as well as many people in Loveland's life, which is another reason why this is a really large community activity. And then last year, one of my best friends was diagnosed with lymphoma, and that really took a toll on them. But I saw something during that experience that they were having, that they were just persistent beyond any capacity I think I've ever been able to be persistent. And so seeing the strength that they had and seeing how willing they were to put their best foot forward for other people while also dealing with something that is so scary and so heavy at such a young age made me realize that I have to do something. I have to do something to, I guess, repay the support that I was given from them because they deserve the future, and luckily now they're cancer-free, but everyone, especially children who are diagnosed with such a terrible disease as lymphoma or leukemia or any blood cancer, they deserve that future, and they deserve the possibility to grow up and go to college and get a job and have a family and do all the things that everyone else wants to do. And so that's why I'm doing this, in order to hopefully help more people.
Well, that's awesome that you wanted to help and stand up, because I feel like some people would just see that and not really know what to do beyond that, you know? Mm-hmm. Can you explain what exactly Courage 7.0 is, and then what its mission is?
Yeah, so Team Courage is this fundraising team, like I've said, but it's also a team with a legacy. So 7.0 means this is our 7th year in existence. I believe we've existed since 2017. We took a break for 1 year, and then we've been going basically every year since then. And we have a legacy of over $800,000 in campaign funds raised for the fight against blood cancer. And as a team this year, our goal is to break that $1 million mark for the total raised by our campaign in its history. And with the help of community members through small businesses and individuals, I believe that we'll reach that goal this year.
And then how exactly is it involved at the high school? And then how can someone get involved, or just someone donate necessarily?
Yeah. So at the high school, that's where we source all of our team members. So while we have our candidates, which are me, Malia, and Natalie, we get our team members from the high school. And these are people who really want to involve themselves deeply with our community, and they're also passionate about ensuring the future of blood cancer patients. And so we want to make sure that we are getting all of our high school involved. So while we have our team members, we also have chances for other people to participate. We're going to be selling t-shirts at lunch. We're going to be having coffee trucks and Kona Ice at the high school. And we're really just trying to get people excited for what we're doing, because it really is an important cause. And then that's kind of it. And then for donation purposes, we are basically available anywhere you'd imagine us to be. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we have a Linktree, we have a Venmo. We have a fundraising website, of course, where you can go and donate to individual people's pages. So each team member has their own page where if you want to specifically give to them, you can highlight their impact in the fight against blood cancer, or you can donate to the team overall and just add to our total funds.
That's awesome. Yeah, I did it last year, and I feel like the most important thing everyone made clear was like every dollar matters. Like it doesn't matter like how much you're raising, like it's just so important. So what have you learned specifically as like a leader of this organization for Loveland?
So I've always been sort of a people person. I like talking to people, and I think that's a really big part of what this campaign is going out and talking to people in your community and sharing your passion with them so that hopefully they can feel that same way that you do. But what's been difficult for me in particular is in those business conversations, you have to shift your lingo and you have to shift the formalities. So when I go and I talk to people about certain social issues, it's really casual, it's really conversational. We're just one-on-one talking about the things that we care about, and there's no, I guess, PC way to talk about things. And so when we're dealing with these larger corporations like Fifth Third or Richards Industrials, we have to talk to them in that professional manner, which is not something that I'm used to. And so having to really alter the way that I speak and alter the way that I present has been challenging, but I also think will be valuable for me in the future. And then also being able to get into those spaces with these business executives, I'm able to push past this preconceived notion that I think a lot of people have that these are men in suits who just want to make money and that's all they're there for. These are also people who have similar morals to us. They're members of our community, and when they see people in pain and when they see people struggle, they want to help. And I think that being able to interact with them is something that has given me a new perspective on the business world and the philanthropic aspects that it can provide.
Which is so important for the community to know that like these aren't just people like asking for money, like they need to know like the whole inside, like, and you guys are great people to be like leading this, I think, for that. And then is there anything else you would like to add about Courage 7.0 or just anything about?
I think that Blood Cancer United has been one of the driving forces for cancer research and for patient support. And as a campaign this year, we're focused on that patient support and education. But beyond that, our funds are going to go to help important research like CAR T-cell therapy, which is one of the reasons that a lot of young people are able to be cancer-free in such a short amount of time. And cancer is still a very, very present issue in a lot of people's lives, and cancer itself is just a widespread tragedy across the United States. And while we may know that millions of dollars are required in order to find new treatments and to do a lot of research, every dollar counts. And just because you can't raise that $1 million yourself, or just because you can't get over $1,000, any dollar counts. It's all going towards a grand sum. And I always say, and I think a lot of people know this but don't really put it into action, that anything is better than nothing. And so the most you can do might be $1, it might be $10, it might be $20. It really can be anything, but as long as you're thinking about it and as long as you're putting those thoughts into action, you're making a difference.
Yeah, I sometimes think like the thought is even more important than like the money you're raising. Just to like know that you're like helping or like think about the consideration of others.
Yeah, I agree. And a lot of times we'll have team members who aren't necessarily able to give boatloads of money or aren't even able to really fundraise because that's just not within their capacity, within their resources. Yeah. And so what they're able to do is they're able to participate in these community action events. We have give back nights every Sunday at Bishop's Quarter. We just had one at Ramsey's. We're gonna have one at Silver Spring House this Thursday. And then we also have had La Rose's, we've also had Cappy's. These are all community-based events that a lot of high school team members who aren't able to give money, they're also able to just go there and participate and help out the cause in another way.
Yes. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
I think what you're doing is awesome. And I'm so glad we have people at Loveland that can like lead an organization like this.
Yeah, and it's such a... It's not all schools, but I think Loveland is really special, and Loveland itself is a really special community that's extremely generous, and that's, I think, a really big reason why we have the legacy that we do.
Yes.
Loveland's own Railway Barbershop, right around the corner from Paxton's in downtown Loveland, is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, this isn't your standard barbershop. It's a whole vibe. Great music, local art, a pinball arcade, and even free beer while you wait. At Railway Barbershop, everyone is welcome. It's your hometown shop, comfortable, creative, and fun. And yes, all arcade games are free play. So book your next cut and use the code FROGMAN for $5 off. Limit 1 per customer. The Railway Barbershop. Make it your first choice for a quality cut at a place that's fun, unique, and special right here in Loveland. Looking ahead in Loveland, the Loveland Frogman Festival 4 is on Saturday, September 7th, 2026, from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. at the Oasis Conference Center. The original Frogman Festival continues its 4th year celebrating the legend of the Frogman and other cryptids and legends in our region and beyond. Speakers from near and far, including authors and storytellers, will present their research and passion. Vendors, who all create their own art, merch, and content, will be set up in the giant ballroom. We call it the Terrarium. And the Frogman Parade will be back to bring together everyone who would like to participate. Don't miss it. We have something truly special here in Loveland. Thank you for listening, and have a great week. This episode was produced and engineered by Mike Meldon right here in Loveland, and please note that the opinions expressed in the podcast do not necessarily represent the views of the sponsors, the newspapers, the founders, or the organization.